Welcome to the Nikki Speaks TV show, the Mental Health Series. Join me on this show as I interview mental health experts and business owners to share their perspectives. Let's explore grief, anxiety, and stress, relationship topics, divorce, adapting to life change, and women empowerment. Join me as we talk about and explore mental health together. This is Nikki Speaks TV. Welcome to the Nikki Speaks talk show, the Mental Health Series. Today's guest is a special friend of mine, Jay Warren, and he is a network marketer, and his business is called Ask Jay Warren.
We're good. Let's go.
Hi, Jay. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on.
Good. Well, thank you for being here. So, as you know, I started this mental health talk show, and what I decided to do is interview people like you, business owners, on the topics of mental health, but more specifically on their business and their brand, just so we know that you're here in the community and the services you provide. So with that being said, tell me a little bit about what you do.
So I am a network marketing professional. I help network marketers build their business. I help them with their strategies, whether it's online, offline, warm market, cold market. I help them turn their part-time income to a full-time income. So
that's awesome. How long have you been doing it?
I started in 2012, and I went full-time when I retired in 2016.
Okay.
So
I always love to hear people's stories, their journeys, and how they got to where they are now. So can you tell the audience a little bit about how your journey began?
As far as just the melon part or the business part?
From birth. No.
From birth. Okay. So I just remember
share
being
all
dark,
that.
and then all of a sudden this light.
You saw the light.
I just saw the light, and I knew I had work to do.
Yeah, you can start whatever you think is purposeful.
Share. From a business standpoint, I just knew a little bit back. I was playing overseas basketball. I played 13 years, and then probably halfway through that, I was just knowing I didn't want to go back to the corporate America side. I didn't want to be in that rat race where everybody was talking about that. I was hearing back when I was playing. So I started learning about what business is out there, what opportunities out there to make money when I'm finished. What can I invest in? What can I build? What can I grow?
That's smart.
And then I started to look into. I looked into network marketing. Now I heard a lot about the franchising and stuff like that.
Right.
I just, I didn't know. I wasn't confident, and I didn't have the capital just to, because, like, for example, McDonald's like 1.5 million.
I know. Starbucks is ridiculous.
And that's just one. And they give you this thick old thing and just drop it on you, and you're like, hey, go ahead and build this and make it happen.
Right.
But network marketing was one of the things that was low entry, high reward, low risk, high reward. My ex-girlfriend who I was with, she's the one that kind of introduced me to it. And I had heard about it before. I heard about it actually when I was 18. I just really didn't have no understanding about that. But when I got reintroduced while I was playing, I took a real serious look at it, and because it was something that had resonated with me.
Right. Well, thank you for that answer. You mentioned knowing that this was not something you wanted to do for the rest of your life. You wanted to have something independent. Talk about that a little bit, because there may be someone listening that is at a crossroads and they really don't know, what's their next step. How do you, if you have that feeling, what do you do? Do you move on it? Do you act on it?
Well, you definitely got to act, because, a lot of people, especially with network marketers, since it's low risk, we always say there's a great thing about network marketing is that everybody can do it. The bad thing about network marketing is that everybody can do it. So the great
double-edged sword.
Yes, it's a double-edged sword. But that's what, it's really with any business, but network marketing specifically, because people treat it like a hobby. You have to act on what it is. And I know it may be hard sometimes if, single mom, 3 kids, or single dad, 1 kid, and you're working a full-time job and you're working 40, 60 hours. But there's time in the day. There's 24 hours in the day for all of us. You just have to, stay focused for, just a little bit of time and just build. It's the compound effect. Darren Hardy's book is a compound effect, talking about just working daily and working towards your goal every single day until that, over time you'll see that
it actually happens. You see the reward.
Yeah, I mean, Will Smith said the too about laying a brick. He talks about brick laying and stuff like that as well. So
what do you say? I don't think I heard that.
So
episode.
so instead of trying to build a wall, because everybody they'll look at a wall and they want to build a wall.
As tall as we can.
Yeah, as tall as you can. You just lay one brick as perfectly as possible, and over time you'll have a wall. So it's the same. It's the same.
It
concept.
requires patience, Jay.
It does require patience.
So what's the trick there?
You got to accept it. I mean,
accept the process.
Well, accept patience too. Like, I mean, everybody's trying to get fast money, fast cash, but you see that. It just. I mean, it doesn't work. I mean, especially when you're trying to build a business, because when you're building a business and you're seeking for that customer, and you just like want to be like, okay, yeah, I just want your money. Just two things are going to happen. They'll block you from their life. Social media,
my
whatever.
That's
why. Yeah, if you have an iPhone, if it went from blue to green to no deliver,
that out the other day. I was like,
to no deliver. Or they'll buy from you, and then when you try to have that customer retention, they're not going to come back. They'll be like, you got that sale, peace out. So you got to have patience when you build a business. You got to know who your target audience is. You got to know how to serve them. You got to be immersed in that industry so you can solve those problems of the industry, and nurture those relationships so you can. Because if you're talking about building a business, I mean, this is essentially it's like I mean, people say it, but I didn't know that until I actually started doing it. It's like having a kid. You got to nurture it. You got to feed it. You got to
can't ignore it.
Take care. You can't ignore it. You got to care for it. And I mean, it's all the the thing is like if I knew what I knew now, I'm thinking, would I still start a business? But what's the alternative? Like,
it's a lot of work.
Yeah. But you're
it's
choosing.
rewarding.
Yeah, but you're choosing your work. You got to choose what work you want. Like you can either choose to be unhappy and go to that 9 to 5, or you can choose to build the life that you want to create. I mean, it's the same. It's the same energy. It's just which one are you choosing?
Absolutely. So, tell us about the self-esteem or self-confidence that you have to be able to pull that off.
Well, you have to. I would say, yeah. I mean,
because you get turned down.
Well, yeah. I mean,
sometimes,
it's definitely your attitude. You gotta have a positive attitude, but you have to have an attitude that. Like a belief in, like you can't look for, one of the things I always say is like you can't look for acceptance, and you can't look for approval. Like when you're looking for acceptance and approval, then that's when you start hearing those outside noises, and that's when you start because you already like there's already thoughts in your head. Like you're trying to master the thoughts in your head. So if you're not able to master the thoughts in your head, how are you going to master the thoughts of the world?
Right.
So you have to master the thoughts in your mind first, and then listen to those voices. Even if they're telling you like, you're the imposter syndrome, you're not good enough, you're not worth it. You got to flip it and be like, yes, I am. Yeah, I am. And then and not just say it, but you have to act upon it too. Because once you start acting upon it, then that's when that belief comes in. But that's what you have to have
put yourself out there.
Well, you have to have a stupid, insane belief about yourself where somebody is looking at you like, man, that person's crazy. And then when it starts working, he's like, man, it really
maybe
is
they're
crazy.
not
Yeah, he's like, I guess they do know what they're doing a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah, it has to be that
like
level.
Radical.
It has to be like super, just a belief in yourself that it has, bulletproof. You just can't be shaken.
But I wonder if that comes from, is it innate or is it something that like you're taught or coached? Because in basketball, I'm sure you have to do that. Like to get as far as you were able to get, you had to like kind of plug into that. So confidence, knowing who you are, this radical faith in yourself.
Yeah, I mean but I think it's in life in general. Like because you can narrow it down to basketball.
Choose.
Yeah, you can narrow it to basketball. You can narrow it to business. You can narrow it to any sport that you want.
Right.
Because you're gonna have those haters. You're gonna have those haters. You're gonna have those doubters. Yeah, they out there. It's just, but how are you gonna receive that energy? Are you gonna use it to put up a wall? So are you gonna use it to fuel that fire? So because you're either trying to prove yourself right or prove them wrong. I mean, which one is it that you want to do?
I like that.
So
prove myself right.
You prove yourself right. And even if you fail trying, like so what? I mean that's the thing. It's like because. I mean, even though people act like they care. They don't. I mean, they don't. Yeah,
yeah.
They
They'll
don't.
Be thinking about something else.
Yeah,
2 minutes
they have their own problems. They have their own issues. It's not like it's not like somebody's waiting on social media for you to fail and then it and say, "I told you so." You know what I mean? That's
like they're gonna call you. And say,
yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah. And then they unblock you just for that one call and then block you back. So it's not going to happen. So
yeah, that's true. Inception Texas is coming to Dallas, you guys, from Los Angeles to Texas. That's right. Inception is the first mental health gym founded by CEO David McCullough and Tina McCullough from Farmington Hills, Michigan. I opened a franchise in Los Angeles a couple years ago, and when the pandemic hit, I came back to Texas, and now I'm so excited to open again in the future. I would love your support. Click the link below to join our email list and to stay connected for investment opportunities. So tell me about your purpose, your why,
So it's always been about impact. Like I've always wanted to, like, if I have to get in front of, talking to 1 million people, 10 million people, 100 million people, I would like that one person that I impact to be able to, impact the next, 200 million or 300 million or half a billion people. I mean, it's a
trickle effect.
Yeah, it's a trickle effect. So I'll give you an example. So when I first started my business, it was about the sprint. That's unusual. Is people are just trying to get fast cash. But when you're doing the sprint in sprinting terms, shout out to what's her name that just got the
sprinting thing.
Yeah, she's from Richardson or something, right? Or it's Richardson.
I can see her face, but I don't know.
Do you remember her name? Yeah, it's the one. I think she's from Dallas. That's why. Yeah, is it from Dallas? Is that her name? Okay.
I don't know if she's from there, but I think it's Maria.
Okay, all right. Shout out to the sprinter. But so when you're sprinting, it's basically just trying to get that fast cash. You're just trying to get a sale, and that's it. But it's only on you. Now, what a lot of people are when you get into business, is more about the marathon. So it's like this is about the patience that we were talking about, being patient, trying to work the ins and outs. Focus on the journey instead of the destination. So you're just a part of the journey. Now, what's bigger than that? People don't know, because a lot of people don't know this is a 1%. These are like what the 1% think. What's bigger than that is when you talk about legacy. So you're running the marathon, but now it's a relay race. So now what you're doing, you're running, and then who is it you're passing on this legacy to?
That's good.
Passing on to your kids, example. And then now you're passing on to, and now your kids are passing on to your other kids, and now you pass on. So they have the solopreneurs who are the sprinters. The majority people who are business owners, they're patient, but they're thinking about the long haul.
Right.
But then now there's the people who are thinking relay, where it's just like I'm running, I'm in this journey, but who am I trying to pass this on to?
It's bigger than me.
Yeah, it's way bigger than me. So, and even the marathon, even when you talk about the marathon, it's bigger than you because you've accepted that patience and that it takes time to run a marathon.
Right.
But what a lot of people don't think about is the bigger part is that legacy, where you're like, who, the relay, like who am I passing this on to? So that's when you talk about purpose and why, that's what you got to connect to.
Excellent example. You knew to use that because I used to run track.
You used to run track. There you go. You're welcome.
And the funny thing, right? And the funny thing is, I was a sprinter. So
Richardson has that name. Yep.
Yeah. So the funny thing is I was a sprinter, and that just makes sense why in business I'm like, come on, let's get it going. And it's because I need to think differently. I need to think this is a marathon.
Yeah.
And a relay.
Yeah.
For my children.
Yep.
So yeah.
Look
at that.
There you go. You use it twice. Use it twice. Give me credit twice.
Can I use it? Can I
Give
use
me credit twice, and after that, it's yours.
That's so funny. That's perfect. Okay, so tell me, in your industry, how have network marketers been impacted in the area of mental health? We're just coming out of a pandemic. I hope, I know things are much better now. So how have you seen it impact your business?
So I would say last year, 2020, like especially when, people were getting furloughed and people were getting laid off.
Right.
Like the work from home, like people Googling work from home, it just went up. Yeah,
right?
It was like 80-90%. Like when you look at SEO words and stuff like that, when you have these tools, you can kind of look and see, people search. Yeah, you can see people searching this. So a lot of people were actually getting into, network marketing, home businesses, seeing how they can make money from home. So it was beneficial for the industry. However, what happens still is that, people still they still don't know how to build a business. Like it's not their fault. It's just, they're not trained properly. It's the same thing, we've used the basketball example, track example. Like I could run really fast if I wanted to,
right.
But if I don't have the proper technique, I'm going to get smoked. Yeah, I'm going to get smoked out there. I could run a 10 flat, which I don't.
I don't either.
Yeah, but a 10 flat, even though, on the side note, if a 10 flat right now is, like, what's Usain Bolt, like 9.3 or something, like, so 10 is slow.
Yeah.
So even running a 10 is still slow.
I was running 12 back in the day.
That's pretty good. That's really good.
For a female.
Yeah, that's really good, yeah.
Thank you.
But we
Let's
digress.
race.
Yeah. Nah, we ain't gonna race. You win. You won that.
But
one.
I can't play basketball.
Yeah,
So
there you go. But that's what we were talking
I don't know.
about.
I don't even know.
We can pass by now.
Yeah.
We
mental health being affected. So I asked the question again.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so people were starting their business and stuff like that, and but they didn't know how to build it. So since they didn't know how to build it, put it to the side. Maybe say it was a pyramid scam, whatever. But because they just don't know how to build it, they're not trained properly. They're not trained the way how to prospect. They're not trained how to recruit. They're not trained how to market. They just it's and usually when a lot of people get into network marketing, it's because they want money. It's just like I just need money, but that's when you start a lot of businesses. That's usually what it is. Like I want to start a business, because I need money, especially in the network marketing industry.
Right.
But the process behind it is what it's like that connection from network marketing and how to build it to get to what it is that you want to do. That's where
it's like a tier
and stuff like that.
Would you say?
Well, just that's you just need. It's just like people, since you can YouTube something, like you can YouTube track sprints or basketball drills or whatever,
right?
But until you get in part of a community where you're showing up every day and you're held accountable, then that's when you start seeing the results. Like you're not going to see the results. You'll see some results, but you got to be really disciplined. Just but with that being said, like there's so many free things on YouTube that they're spending a lot of time because they don't want to spend the money. But then the year from now, 2 years from now, they're still in the same spot. So it's not like they've done anything. They may have learned a lot, but they haven't done anything, and they haven't really created any income for themselves.
Right. So tell me about, you mentioned several different topics within the network marketing that I think are going to be really helpful for the audience. Talk about discipline a little bit. How disciplined do you have to be in a business like that? Oh,
you definitely need a daily method of operation. Like that, you need a routine. Is everything.
All day.
Yeah, it's everything. Even if you have, the 9 to 5. Like I've seen people build businesses on 5 hours a week. It's just because that 5 hours a week they've just been focused, and they've held themselves accountable, or their team has held them accountable.
Okay.
It's not how much time you put into it, it's the focus time that you put into it. So if you're putting focus time into building your business, over time, back to the compound effect, over time, that's when you start seeing the results. But you just gotta stay, it's the same thing, when we talk about mental health, it's just like if you meditate every day or you pray every day or whatever it is that you want to do, you're gonna start seeing the results from, you're gonna get the fruits of your labor. Same thing with working out. Yeah. If you're working out every day, you're trying to lose weight, you can't work out and then have a hamburger or cheeseburger afterwards and be like,
that doesn't work.
I earned that burger.
What about chocolate chip cookies?
Yeah, same thing. You just the 2 cookies that you ate, you just burned all that off. It's like
more like 3.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my gosh. Well, I have work to do in that area. But so tell me about prospecting.
Prospecting is basically just having a conversation with someone. It's just asking the questions and being confident enough to pry to see if you have a solution to their problem.
Okay.
So when you're prospecting, you are you're asking questions. You let the person you listen. And if you're not good at taking notes, you take mental notes. But you want to have that stuff in your pocket or noted so that when you're actually when you start having that conversation with them. Then you're like, hey, didn't you say you want to make some more money, or didn't you say that you needed to supplement some income, or however it is, whatever they told you, you want to
speak to their pain point.
Yeah, of course, yeah, and then and then have a solution to that pain point, which in our case is network marketing.
Right. Hi, guys. I hope you've been enjoying my special guest, network marketer, Ask Jay Warren. Don't forget to connect, follow, like, and subscribe to his business. We'll speak to the either mother or, just anyone, business person that wants to start a business and do network marketing, but needs a full-time job to be able to take care of their bills and their family. What does that schedule look like? And how can you be disciplined with that because you have so much of your energy going towards the finances?
So, people don't like to hear this answer.
No excuse?
No. Well, one always, I tell people all the time, it's about either excuses or results. Like, you're going to do whatever it takes. There's steps to follow, follow those steps, and you get the results. Or you're going to find excuse why you didn't get those results. It's really simple. Wake up early. A lot of people don't want to wake up early. Oh, I need my beauty sleep.
How early is early?
That's up to you. There's some people. I'm a 4 a.m. guy. I work at 4 a.m.
With the birds.
Huh?
The birds.
Well, you get it. I've never been in the military, but when they say you can get a lot more done before 9 a.m. before half the world, it's true because there's. You can. With my daily routine, able to read. I'm ready to meditate. I'm already working out. Creating content. Like there's so much stuff because there's a quiet time and there's time right there that you can, get stuff done.
Right.
And even so, if you have, like you said, a mother with a child, assume maybe you instead of, like, that kid wore me out today. Put your kid down and then for the next hour, just meditate, pray, create your schedule, what you're going to do for the next day. Like whatever it is that you need to do for that hour that you have, it has to be focused towards what it is, that business, prospecting. Like prospecting that's what gets you paid in network marketing. Like you got to talk to people. Like,
okay. Can't be shy.
Well, you can, but that's what you use your team for,
Okay.
So if you don't want to, you got to speak. But then if you're not a great speaker, you don't know enough about the company or the product, or then you just connect them with somebody who actually does. And then you just sit back and you just, that's your training. You just sit back and you learn. So it's not, it's the thing, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And I think that's where a lot of people don't understand. It's like, because, we're taught it's like, which it is on you. I'm not saying I'm not trying to take the responsibility away from the person that signs up.
Right.
However, your job is to prospect, to talk to people, to, help build, each other's network, teach that duplication.
Right. Talk about the importance of relationships and forming relationships within business.
That's everything.
Yeah. Long lasting.
Yeah.
Referral streams.
Yeah, relationships is everything. I ain't even finished yet. You're laughing at me.
I know.
You're laughing at me. I haven't finished yet.
I'm laughing because you're laughing.
Relationships are everything. But you gotta. But like the way I've approached it and the way I've taught people to approach it is like you have basically a community where when people are in your community, like
right.
you give more time to them because you want to nurture that. Now, people who are trying to, take the time away from you or drain your time, you have to disconnect that. You have to be disciplined enough to disconnect that.
Okay.
Because, like if they're not trying to, make money, be a part of the community, join your team, whatever, like you have to disconnect and because you have, goals and you have, you're accountable for your team too.
Right.
You're accountable for the people who are in your community, yeah.
Community.
So you have to make sure that the people who are, doing the work, you got to make sure, like, all right, what is it that we need to do? Who do we need to talk to? And cold market, one thing about cold market, which a lot of people don't want to do, but if you have a team full of people, even if you have 5 people on your team doing the cold marketing thing.
What is the cold marketing thing?
Well, just people obviously you don't know. You're reaching out to people that you don't know.
Oh, okay.
You're prospecting people that you don't know, and you're building those relationships. You're just starting to plant those seeds.
Okay.
So we have cold marketing strategies where you can, reach out to people you don't know and just start building those relationships while you still have, while you're still building the community that you have. So it's just, strategies that you have to use and have in place where you can basically build a life that you want.
Right. And I know you created a network marketing group. You're starting a community with that, with parties and mixers and things like that. Talk about that a little bit.
Parties. Yeah.
Everybody wants to go to a party.
Yeah, me and Jay-Z, 40/40 Club, baby. So it's just...
It is a party. Anywhere there's food,
it is
music.
A party. Yeah. I mean, you've been there, so you know.
Right.
You're a part of it, so, so you know what it is.
Exactly.
So we create, a group, a mixer, basically, every month where we get... you and Victor. I think Victor did on your show, hasn't he?
He has.
Yeah. Okay. And we just collaborate and put into start mixers and networking with small businesses in the area,
right.
So we can help build each other's business. So especially with with the pandemic and everything,
exactly.
Networking had basically shut down. Everybody was doing Zoom and stuff like that, and that's great. That's still a way to get connected. But when everything was started open back up, people are they're tired of being in their house, tired of being homeschooled or whatever, with their kids. So this is
right.
this opportunity for people to get whoever's starting a business or who have a business to come out, network, meet, form those relationships, and and it's easier to form a relationship with you introducing to somebody and vice versa, rather than cold market prospecting.
Right.
But you have to have different strategies. So but the networking is basically where we bring these small business owners in, network marketers, entrepreneurs, and just help them build each other's business.
Right. Which I think is so good. Like, I know it really helped me, moving from LA and starting again. And,
LA in the house.
Yeah, LA in the house. No. But, just in October, I moved here. And so I haven't even been here a year. And so just being able to meet people, because the pandemic, like you said, people weren't really going out or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it was nice to look forward to that. Yeah. Once a month, just to make those connections and everything. So tell the audience what you're up to, how can they connect with you, and get started in network marketing.
Well, if they want to get started in network marketing, obviously they can reach out to me. They can hit me up on any social media, Ask Jay Warren. Okay. That's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. They can, or jay@askjwarren.com. They can hit me up on that email too.
Okay.
And I can, plug them in and, get them started on how to get started in network marketing. And even if it's not with my company, there's still tools and resources I can plug them into where they can get the benefit of how they can build their own business. Even if they're happy with their own company, you're happy with their company, there's still tools and resources and strategies that we can plug you into so you can, transition, so you can have the mindset of what it is that you need to do and the steps that you need to do step by step on what you need to do every single day to build your business.
Wow. So you kind of coach them and walk them through the process.
Yeah. We plug
almost
them into
like onboarding, right?
Say that again?
Kind of like onboarding,
Well, we have an online
no?
community. Yeah. It's an online community where we have trainings, every Wednesday, and different strategies that so my suggestion is always don't try to do every strategy, and that's what a lot of people, it's like, oh, Facebook works, oh, Instagram works, oh, Google works, oh, YouTube works. So now they're all, everything works. It's just what strategy and what, that you need to be using, and let's stay on that focus strategy. And then once you got that down, then you can start adding another one. And then when you got that down, you can start adding another one.
How do you choose that, though? Is it basically upon which one you like, or which one has generated business for you, or a mixture of both?
I would say it's a mixture of both, meaning like which one are you most comfortable with, and where is your audience? So if you want your audience to be on LinkedIn, then you start learn LinkedIn. Yeah, well, you learn LinkedIn, learn what it is, how LinkedIn works, and then from there, then that's when you start reaching. Either you can do the prospecting, you reach out to people, or you can do the marketing where you produce content and have people reach out to you.
Okay. Well, I want you to speak to someone that may be listening that is looking for you, and they don't know that they need you. They need, additional income.
Yeah.
They want to transition out of their full-time job and do network marketing. What would you say to them, just to kind of give them some courage and hope?
It's just, you got to believe in yourself. One is believe in yourself. Believe not just in yourself, but you also got to believe in the industry. So if you're not believing in the industry, if you're not believing to talking to people, if you're thinking about, fast cash, if you have a negative mindset towards network marketing, then you shouldn't get involved because you're not gonna just waste your time. You're gonna waste my time too.
Yeah.
And I do value my time. So, but you shouldn't. So if you are serious about it, then obviously reach out to me. I give you my social media stuff. But from there, just be even if you have 5 hours a week, just be willing to work. You have to put in the work because what's the alternative?
Right.
There's different. That's what I'm saying. There's different avenues out there, but what's the alternative? What is it that you want to do? And it's not too late. It's never too late to whatever it is to start your dream. You can start your dream right now, but you have to take action upon it to get going.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for being on my show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for the laughs and the clowns and everything else.
Hopefully, I was the funniest one on your show.
You have been, and the tallest, I think.
I've been the tallest and the funniest.
Right. All right. Until next time.
Corniness goes a long way.
Right. Until next time. Thank you guys for joining us. Hope you guys love this week's episode on the Nikki Speaks TV Mental Health Series show. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube, and TikTok. And my web address is linktree/Nikki.speaks. Can't wait to see you next time.